Clear skies, but pretty chilly. That's the situation in Green Bay, Coach. Actually had a dusting of an autumn snow last night, but that's gone, and we are set for football at Lambeau Field. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football. So are they, as the Packers get set to match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
58's the Mike. 58's the Mike. Danny. White Monday. We get.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
No. Off. Sponge.
They run it with a rookie from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. The 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. From the gun, it's Carr. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's 2nd down.
Green 18. Yeah, Liz. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Throwing is Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 44 yards.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a first and 10 all the way down at the 35. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 24-yard line.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Get 300. Get 300. Joker. Check 9.
They go back to the ground with Jones. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple, down to the 19.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there, because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things, because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, Jacobs. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Go, everybody, run! It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd.
Yes, sir. Woo!
Now,
Get ready.
we got 180. 180, we're good. 180. 180. What's up?
Here's Carr. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Get wide.
Hey, watch this.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Zadarius Smith able to get him down.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19.
And the Raiders first down.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Right there. Here we go. Raider 2. 808.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Rodgers. But he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46.
Hey, Delta. You can't block me. You can't block me. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Rip right. Shift. Watch the shift. Flip again.
Rodgers to throw once more. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Rodgers. It's complete to Jones. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting in.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 26-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Right here, right here. Hey, we are going. Check 24.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
Now only needed a yard, instead went backwards. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Back north.
They do go for it. It's Rodgers. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. Demaryius Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers get a score closer. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, these two franchises, very rich histories. This game, of course, part of the NFL 100 series. But the meeting that really sticks out from way back when is 1968 Super Bowl II, which at the time was known as the AFL-NFL World Championship game. But Bart Starr was the MVP of that game. He went against Darryl LaMonica, the Mad Bomber, the quarterback for the Raiders. Packers would get the victory just like they did the year before in the first ever Super Bowl over the Chiefs. And Bart Starr was also the MVP of that game as well. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack. And guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Carr now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Now Carr. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Hey, Alpha.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Here's Rodgers to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A gain there of 21 yards. Rodgers now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards, 1st down Packers.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Complete to Jones. 13 yards, 1st down Packers.
Let's go.
13 more yards. That's another Packers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Check. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. It's caught by Funchess. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Raiders' 32-yard line.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. And again, it's Rodgers. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Rodgers going to throw. And that's complete to Lewis. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him old reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open. He finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Focus, defense, focus.
At the 10-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Everson Griffin. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
4 down, 4 down.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Results in a 4th down.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Shift. 6'6", pull it high.
Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They'll begin on the ground with Jenkins. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Carr, and that will be incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
This is taken at about the 14. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
They'll go again to Jones. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
26.
Here's Rodgers operating from the gun. Looking deep for it. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former 1st-round pick, Demarius Randall. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Carr. And this one's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
What now? You ready? Mike, 58, right there. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On first down, Jacobs. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Tackle made there by Nick Perry.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
25, check 25, check 25.
They'll run it with Jacobs. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
That's it, buddy. We're going to work.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, let's get this.
On the counter, here's Jones. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
You don't want no problem with me.
He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards.
So how many more years are we going to define this position as running back? I really feel like we're evolving into something else because they have to be such a hybrid, don't they? Guys who can run it, but they love to have those guys with hands like a wide receiver.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
They come out here in the I. A line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
The Packers on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Carr now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Perry in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stain.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. And down inside the 15 he goes. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
258. Watch the run.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
That one was tipped up in the air and fortunately fell away for the defense because if the offense is able to grab that one, That's a short little jaunt into the end zone because there's not enough reaction time off of a tip ball for the defense to rally and make a tackle. They were very fortunate on that play.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Demaryius Thomas with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point try now for Crosby. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's Williams on the catch. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Check. Crunch. 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 Kill.
Carr going to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. 69 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 29. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Thomas, the intended target. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Monday, down. 185. Hey, watch the slant.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working.